It's Sunday, November 16th. Let's take a look at your national forecast here on Weather AM. Now, looking across Canada, we see quiet conditions for the prairies. Meanwhile, in the east, we had that freezing rain story yesterday. That is now winding down, but some lingering snowfall, and Atlantic Canada, rain and snow on tap for today. Now, one part of the country where we're looking at pretty quiet conditions is Winnipeg. That's where the 112th Grey Cup is being hosted this evening. 2 degrees, the daytime high in Winnipeg, with sunny skies, and things should be pretty quiet weather-wise when the game kicks off, and -1 there. So certainly going to be a little chilly for those fans watching the Saskatchewan Roughriders square off against the Montreal Alouettes. Now let's turn to northern Canada, where we do have some snowfall building in for our Monday into more southern parts of the Northwest Territories. Now that'll kind of fizzle out into Tuesday, but temperature-wise, we certainly are looking at a pretty good pocket of frigid air that might even be expanding further into northern Canada as the week goes along. You see for Iqaluit, temperatures heading in a decidedly cooler direction by the later part of this coming week. Now for the eastern part of this great country, yes, still some lingering snowfall after the icy situation on our Saturday, but let's first take a look at a recap of what we saw. Thousands of lightning strikes, 18-degree high in Windsor, and it was all just part of the kind of wicked day that also brought 7 hours of icy conditions, Ottawa included in that. And of course we saw some hail in other parts of Ontario with that lingering snowfall into the day today for eastern Ontario and southern Quebec before things really start to fizzle out into the start of the work week. But temperatures for many in southern Quebec kind of hovering around that 0-degree mark. And for Ontario, a different wintry concern for today as lake effect snow setting up, and a number of highways could be dealing with frequent whiteout conditions, so heavy snowfall totals for some that are being kind of in the line of fire with this lake effect action. So please drive carefully and plan your travel conditions carefully, because that could be quite disruptive, what we're seeing there over the next day or two with the lake effect snow. Meanwhile, for Atlantic Canada, this low pressure system moving through for today, bringing rain for some, but we are looking at some snowfall with this system, particularly in parts of New Brunswick. Tomorrow morning, Newfoundland really takes center stage with this system. That'll be predominantly a rainfall story for them. But looking at the snow, as I mentioned, more so heavier amounts into New Brunswick, while the rain is really going to be the big story for Nova Scotia, PEI, and heavier amounts for Newfoundland. Now for Western Canada, we are looking at a quiet situation for the prairies, and for British Columbia, not so much. The quiet conditions not really a factor as we have the rain building in for today, and that could be bringing some pretty steady rainfall all the way through into tomorrow, especially for the lower mainland, Vancouver area, where that rain does look to hang on a bit longer than the rest of the region. So there's a look at our rainfall totals, and the gusty conditions also expected to be a factor for the day and starting to wind down into Monday. Now this afternoon, looking at the widespread active conditions, some double-digit temperatures I'm sure will be welcomed by many. Looking at our 7-day forecast for Vancouver, we'll see things dip down below the double-digit mark for the rest of the week after tomorrow. And for Kelowna, a similar pattern there with lots of active weather days ahead. Meanwhile, for the prairies, not much going on today. I mean, we have the decent temperatures being felt in parts of southern Alberta, but many enjoying a fairly sunny day, and temperatures are going to be certainly trending cooler the further east you go, but things might not be so quiet as we look later into the week. We do have some active weather moving through, but nothing to write home about in the first few days of the work week. Winds might be a little breezy for Saskatchewan into our Monday. But again, all eyes on Winnipeg later today for the Grey Cup, and Winnipeg looking maybe at a more eventful forecast by Wednesday with some icy precipitation in the forecast.